Friends, today we are going to show you a true incident from Delhi's Shahbad dairy, a case whose video most of you must have seen. This video shook the entire nation, showing how a boy named Sahil crossed all limits of brutality. He mercilessly attacked a 16-year-old girl, Sakshi, more than 40 times with a dagger. Now we are going to tell you what Sahil did after the murder and what he told the police. So without any fear, let's begin the story. After brutally murdering Sakshi, Sahil realized that some boys in the neighborhood knew about his relationship with her. They also knew that he had threatened her before and that Sakshi had once humiliated him in front of a boy named Shahbad. Now, as news of Sakshi's murder spreads, their relationship and past conflicts would come to light. Since he also lived in the same area as Sakshi, he knew the police would eventually reach his house. So he hid the dagger and left the area. He then reached a deserted place in Delhi's Rathala area, took out the blood-stained dagger, and threw it away to destroy the evidence before the police could find it. After disposing of the knife in Rathala, around 9:30 p.m., he wondered what to do next. He realized that if he went home, the police would surely catch him, as news of the murder would spread quickly. So he decided not to return home. Instead, he took a bus from Rathala to the bus terminal. From there, he boarded another bus to Bulandshahr, which was about 100 kilometers away from Delhi, where his father lived. Being an active social media user, Sahil was aware that mobile phones could be used to track him. So the first thing he did was switch off his phone to prevent being traced. He was also cautious about the possibility that the police might track him even with a switched-off phone. To avoid this, he got off the direct bus to Bulandshahr midway and waited for some time. Then he boarded another bus heading towards Bulandshahr. By around 1 or 2 a.m., Bulandshahr reaches his grandmother's house, and when she asks, he tells her that he came for a wedding. He says there was a lot of fear there, so instead of going home, he came here. After committing the murder, he sleeps peacefully as if nothing had happened. Meanwhile, by late night, the police had figured out the entire story, that Sakshi had been murdered. The police had also obtained CCTV footage. People identified the boy in the footage as Sahil. Jabru and others confirmed that Sahil was Sakshi's friend and boyfriend. Since Sahil also lived in the same area, the police had no difficulty finding his house. That very night, they reached Sahil's home where his entire family was present, except for Sahil, who was missing. The police questioned Sahil's father, but he was completely unaware of the incident. His family informed the police that Sahil had left home that evening and hadn't returned since. His mobile phone was also switched off. Now the question was, where could they find Sahil? The police took down the mobile numbers of Sahil's father and all family members and put them under surveillance. They began monitoring the calls to track Sahil's location if he contacted anyone. However, the entire night passed without any call from Sahil. The police spent the night searching for him, questioning his friends and checking all his usual hideouts, but they found no clues. Around 10 in the morning, Sahil's father received a call from his sister. She was asking him whether there had been a wedding or a fight because Sahil had come home late at night. Since the police were already tapping the phone, they immediately heard this information and learned that Sahil was at his grandmother's house in Bulandshahr. Without wasting any time, a police team was dispatched to Bulandshahr. They had already obtained the address of Sahil's grandmother's house from his family. Meanwhile, the Bulandshahr police were also informed. It was instructed to keep a silent watch on him to ensure that the boy does not escape from there. His picture was also sent, and our team was on its way. In the afternoon, a team from the Delhi police, in collaboration with Bulandshahr police, quietly reached Sahil's father's house and surrounded it from all sides. This was to prevent any chance of him escaping if he got news of the police's arrival. Sahil, who was sitting inside his father's house, was captured and brought to Delhi. When the interrogation began, he narrated his entire story. Sahil worked as a mechanic in the Shahbad dairy area, repairing air conditioners and refrigerators. He used to visit different houses for repair work. It was during one such visit to the neighborhood that he met Sakshi. Sahil was about 20 years old, and Sakshi was around 16. Their acquaintance gradually turned into love, and their relationship continued for months. During this time, Sakshi told Sahil that there was another boy in her life before him, named Praveen. However, after a fight, they broke up and she left him. When she was in love with Praveen, she even got his name tattooed on her hand. Sakshi's family knew about Praveen, but they were unaware of Sahil. Sahil and Sakshi continued spending time together. However, in the first week of May, Sahil learned that Sakshi had started meeting Praveen again and was talking to him on the phone. Sahil was well aware of Praveen's background. When he confronted Sakshi about it, she denied it, but the thought kept bothering him. He started feeling that Praveen was coming back into her life and that she was ignoring him. This upset Sahil deeply. Frequent arguments ensued between them. Eventually, Sakshi told Sahil to leave her alone and that their relationship was over. She insisted that they go their separate ways. However, Sahil couldn't accept this. He couldn't imagine losing her and was unwilling to let go. He began threatening and tormenting her. On the other hand, Sakshi stood firm on her decision. When Sahil's harassment became unbearable, she confided in her friend Arthi. Through Arthi, the matter reached a boy named Jabru, who was known in the area and was somewhat involved in social work. On May 27th, Sakshi approached Jabru and told him, "Brother, a boy is stalking and harassing me. He follows me around. Please talk to him and make him understand to leave me alone." That same day, Jabru called Sahil and warned him over the phone. Later that night, between 8 and 9 p.m., Sahil called Jabru back and asked to meet him. When they met, Jabru strongly warned Sahil and told him, "Stay away from Sakshi. Leave her alone, or there will be severe consequences." After saying this, Jabru left. Sahil became paranoid, thinking that Jabru might attack him. He felt threatened and believed that if Jabru was warning him over a girl, he should eliminate the girl first. That night, on May 27th, Sahil decided to kill Sakshi within the next 24 hours. On May 28th, he came fully prepared with a knife. He already knew Sakshi's whereabouts, where she would go, and which route she would take. He was also aware that she had gone out with her friend Arthi to the market earlier that day. Around 8:30 p.m., Arthi and Sakshi parted ways after Arthi dropped her off. As seen in the viral video, Sakshi was walking towards Neetu's house when she encountered Sahil at the turn of the alley. An argument ensued, and suddenly, Sahil pulled out a knife and attacked Sakshi multiple times, stabbing her repeatedly. Sakshi collapsed and died on the spot. Shockingly, about 17 people passed by during the attack, but no one intervened to save her. Currently, Sahil is in police custody, and the police are recording statements from Sakshi's friends and other witnesses to build a strong case against him. Friends, this was the complete account of the tragic events that took place in Shahbad Dairy on May 27th and 28th. What are your thoughts on this heart-wrenching incident? Let us know in the comments. For more crime-related updates, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in another video soon. Until then, stay safe and take care. Thank you very much.